Hi everyone, I am doing my why video today. I'm super excited. I challenged my team recently to make a why video, to post it on my team page and to post it on their pages. So I would be a huge hypocrite if I didn't do my why video, and I promised I'd get it done this week. So I'm not a liar, here it is. This is my why video. So you might be asking, what the heck is a why video? It's your why. Why are you doing this business? Why are you a SeneGence distributor? Why did you sign up? Why are you thinking about signing up? It's what is deep inside you, what you're so passionate about, what drives you to keep doing things. When it's easy, when it's hard, when it's good, when it's bad, when it's fun, what keeps you going? What are you working towards that is so important that you keep doing it? So let's talk about that a little bit. First of all, you should see your why every day. Whether you make a dream board and you look at it, or you write it on a sticky note and put it on your mirror, whether you do a video, whatever it is, make sure you're seeing it every day. There is something, it's scientifically proven that if you write something down, your brain remembers it in a different way. If you see something, your brain remembers it in a different way. So use your senses, and if you combine that, use different senses to feel and live and breathe your why. My why has evolved over time. It's changed, and I'm sure it will continue to change. So I've thought a lot about this business. This business is it's like life. It's up, it's down, it's fun, it's hard, it's exciting. It's at some points you're just like, ah, you're so excited and it's amazing. Then at other points you're like, this is hard. This is really hard. That's just life. The very fact, though, that you are a distributor or that you're thinking about it shows that you're different. It shows that you're willing to do hard things. Now, Joni set this business up to make it very doable and very achievable and very simple and very easy. But it takes dedication, it takes commitment, it takes perseverance, and it takes sometimes just sticking through things. So think about life. It would be easy to quit a lot of things, okay? Anybody that's been married for longer than like 2 weeks, because you're in the honeymoon phase still for the first couple weeks. If you've been married longer than 2 weeks, you know, yeah, marriage is kind of hard sometimes. It's kind of tricky. And there are probably times that you're just like, this is not what I signed up for, but you stick with it. If you are a parent or a grandparent, there might be times with your children or your grandchildren, maybe not as much with your grandchildren, I don't know yet, but you're just like, wash my hands of this, they're all crazy, I'm done, I'm done. I've literally said that before. I called my husband, I'm like, I'm done for the day, like, I'm done. If you are a student and you're studying for exams and it's 3 a.m., you might just desperately just be like, college isn't worth it, I don't want to do this. Or if you work full-time or own your own business or want to learn the violin, there's probably something pushing you. Maybe it's that your grandma wanted you to be a famous violinist, and that's what's pushing you and that's what's driving you. Maybe you'll be the first one in your family to graduate college. That's what's driving you. There's an inner drive inside you. That is your why. So you need to figure out what it is and what you need to do to get there. I had an experience where I went on a recruiting trip one time. So anybody that knows me, you know I hate the cold. It's the worst thing ever for me. I'm like 99% I'm allergic to the cold. I don't know if that's a real thing, but in my head it is. So I went on this recruiting trip and it was freezing cold. I left my family. I missed them horribly. We drove through blizzards to go across different states, and we got there and I went to salon after salon after salon, boutique, salon, salon, boutique, over and over and over. I kept getting rejected. No, I'm not interested. We've never heard of it. No, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And finally, I sat in my car for about 15 minutes. It was the last place that I went that day, and I just sat there and I thought, why am I even doing this? I'm cold and I'm hungry and I'm sleepy and I miss my family and it's like -10 outside. Why am I doing this? And I remembered my why, which I will tell you in this video. I knew my why, and that's what made me get out of the car. And it sounds like such a little thing. Oh, get out of the car. No, it was really hard for me to get out of the car. I was like, okay, I can do this. I turned on Rocky music. It like gets me all like pumped up. I'm like, yeah, I can do this. I'm like Rocky. I can do hard things. Turned on my Rocky music, got out of the car, walked into a salon, met the owner of the salon, a girl named Sierra. She fell in love with Blue Red. She ended up signing up, fast forward a ways, and she's one of the top distributors on my team. Now it would have been really easy for me to stay in my car, to go back home, to go back where we were staying. to go through Wendy's and get a cheeseburger because I was starving. You know, whatever it was, I could have used excuse after excuse, but I didn't because I knew my why. I sat there in that car in the bitter, bitter cold and thought, no, I'm going to do this because there is a reason I'm doing it. And it turned out awesome. And I can tell you story after story. You put in the time, you put in the work, good things will happen. Call it karma, call it the universe, call it spiritual guidance, call it whatever you want. Good things will come to you, good things will happen when you put forth the work, when you get that ball rolling, those good things will come back to you. That's just how life works. So here is my why. So there is a type of lifestyle that I want for my family. I love my family, I love my children, I love my husband, and I believe there's a certain lifestyle that will be good for us, that will work for us, and that is right for us. So I'm going to do everything I can to get to that lifestyle. I'm gonna get personal on this video, like very personal. If it makes you uncomfortable, I'm really sorry, but here's kind of the in on my life. I love my husband. I deeply, deeply, passionately love him. I am like Twitter-pated and I think he's the coolest guy ever. But it was not always that way. Like, we have had our ups and downs, like all marriages. There have been some very challenging times, and I've realized one thing that has helped us, one, is just the perseverance, dedication, sticking with it. All of those things come in handy. But I've learned with us is love means attention, and attention is quality time. And so a big drive for me, a huge drive for me, is I want my husband to quit his 9-to-5 job. It's actually 8 to 5, but I want him to quit his job someday so that we can work SeneGence full-time together. Now, many of you know he does work with me. This is our business. It's a family business. We run this as a family business, and he works side by side with me. But we want to do this together all the time, because what is good for our marriage is to have us be together and spend quality time together and work together. There's something about working with your spouse that is just awesome. So that is a huge why for me, is because I want to stay in love with my husband. I want to stay connected to him. I want us to have that love and attention and time. So that is one of my drives. I am going to push to get where I need to get. I am going to educate myself and educate my team so I can work with my husband, because that's what I want to do and that's what I love to do. And with that, we have a lifestyle that we want. I want to be able to get up and work out with him. I want to sit in a sauna with him. I want us to juice together and do yoga and meditation. And yes, I'm like a total hippie, and I love it. That's what brings me happiness, and I want to do that with him, because again, my family is the most important thing. So spending the right time of quality time together. So that's one of my whys. Another why is I want to buy a giant motorhome and travel all around. So I homeschool my 4 boys. That, for me, for us and our family, that's the right thing to do. And I believe for us personally, the best way to learn is by actually living life, experiencing life, and doing things. So when we are studying pyramids, I want us to go to the pyramids. I want us to hop on a camel and ride around and look at the pyramids. When we're studying sea creatures, I don't want to just open a book and tell my little twins like, oh, that's a dolphin. I want to take them and go swim with the dolphin and let them feel the dolphin and let them see how the dolphin's body moves. I want them to learn about American history by going to some of those historical sites. So for me, that is a huge thing. And we can't do that just working an everyday 9-to-5 job. We don't make enough money, to be totally honest, to do that. And usually when you work a 9-to-5 job, you have to be at the office. But with SeneGence, you have the flexibility to work your hours. You work when you want to work, when it's convenient for you to work. So there's another one of my whys. I want to buy motorcycles, and I'm going to have teenage boys someday. I want them to want to hang out with their mom, and I just love motorcycles, and I've wanted one for a long time, but I want to buy 6 motorcycles and ride around dirt bikes. We're not going on the road. I want us to ride our dirt bikes together, so my older children and my teenage children and my young children, they will want to spend time with their super cool parents. So there's another why. Many years ago, when I was still single, I served a mission for my church, and that brought me more happiness at that point in my life than I'd ever experienced before, and I want to do that again. So in theory, my twins are my youngest. When they leave the house, when they're 18, I will be, I wrote it down because I knew I'd forget, I'll be 49. I would love to retire when I'm 49 and serve another mission for my church with my husband. I'll just ship the kids off, let them live life and do what they need to do, and I will go do what I want to do, what I feel is best. I want to be able to help people in the way that I helped people before. So there's another thing that drives me. One thing I've noticed in this business is how much my why has evolved with helping people. I love that I can help other women. I feel like this was a giant blessing that was handed to me. There was this big, beautiful opportunity and I was given it. Why wouldn't I want to give that to somebody else? I want to help women realize their potential. I want women to find that fulfillment that I found. I want people to know that they can build something from the ground up, that they can do hard things, and to see your team grow and succeed and evolve and see people change, just as I know I've changed a lot, to see people turning into the types of people they want to be and they can be is a beautiful thing. That is a big why for me. It's just helping other people see their potential and realize that they can have their dreams. So pretty exciting. I keep getting off on tangents. Okay. Okay. So I told some of the ladies on my team I was kind of having a hard time with this why video. Sorry, I'm such a crybaby. Because some of my whys are very, very personal to me. And it's hard to share that on camera. It's hard to share that in general, but it's really hard to share that on camera. But my why is stronger than my fear. And so I'm going to share with you some of my more personal whys. Just bear with me, I'm sorry. One of my whys that drives me is I would like to someday work with battered women. With women who have lost hope and given up hope and who are in situations that they can't get out of. But I need the knowledge and the education and the resources and the time, and the money helps too, to be able to do that. I used to volunteer. I'm a massage therapist, and I used to volunteer at a local women's shelter. And to be able to offer my time and my services to those women was such an amazing blessing for me. I know it helped me probably way more than it ever helped them. But to see their gratitude and the appreciation in their faces, knowing that I helped someone that was really having a hard time, that was really struggling, was a really powerful thing for me. One thing that I would like to do right now is not the right time in my life, but I would eventually like to get there, and I will get there. So I would really like to work with rape victims. Unfortunately, that is just something that happens. And I think many women kind of give up hope, and I think all is lost. I'm in despair, no one will love me, and it's kind of like the end. I would like to give people the tools, the empowerment, the motivation, the love and the support to show these people, show these women that life is not over, that there still is amazing and great and wonderful things. And I have the ability to do it. I'm just getting there, and I'm going to do that. But that is something that is really, really important to me, and I am going to do. That is one of my whys. Another one of my whys is to be able to help innocent children who are in situations that they can't help. Any type of abuse. Again, knowledge is power. To have the knowledge and the means and the way to be able to help these sweet little innocent children who can't help themselves and can't defend themselves. To be able to help get them in a better situation is something that I really feel like I need to do, and that I should do, and that I want to do, and that I can do. These are my whys. This is why I leave my children and go on recruiting trips in blizzards and nearly lose my life in storms and freeze to death, because remember, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to the cold. That's why I do that. That's why I wear my stripes and go into a grocery store and stand and talk to someone in line. That is why I stay up till 2 a.m. making videos for my team, because part of my success is their success. It is so important to me that I teach and I train and I educate my team how to succeed, because I want them to. Again, that's my why. It's to be able to help people. I want them to succeed. So there's reasons that I do the things I do. Now, some of these things are personal to me because I've lived through them, or I've seen them firsthand, and I can help So that is my why. That is what drives me to do some of the sometimes crazy things that I do, because I know I can make a difference and I know I can help. So I still have a long way to go before I hit some of these. Some are a little bit closer than others, and some of them are a little bit further off in the future, and timing is everything. I really do believe that. But I will get there, and you can get there. So I encourage all of you to think about your why. Write it down. Post it somewhere. Post it on your personal Facebook page. Post it on your team page. If you're not a distributor, start thinking about it now. That is my challenge to all of you, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.